Hi everyone, welcome to the session on CS22O71 Agile Methodology presented by R. Samudi, Assistant Professor of Computer Science and Engineering. Today we will see the topic as the role of story cards from Unit 3 Agility and Knowledge Management. Story cards are one of the most important tools to capture the user needs and keep development focused on value. In next slide, we'll see the what are the definition of the story cards. Story cards are the brief description of the feature from the user's perspective focused on value. So they describe what the user wants and why it matters in simple terms. That is the story cards. They are central artifacts in Agile, keeping the requirements simple, tangible, and visible. Unlike the long documents, story cards are the easy to understand and track. Each card captures the user story, who wants what and why it matters. It follows the structure user, need and reason. Cards may be physical notes or digital tickets in the modern tools. They can sticky notes on a board or task in a Jira, Trello, etc. They serve as the reminders for further discussion, not complete specs. The real detail comes from the conversation, not the card itself. Next slide, we'll see the structure and components. Story cards have a title, descriptions and acceptance criteria for clarity. This makes the card clear and testable. The template often follows as a user I want so that like that structure. This keeps the story user focused. They may include the priority, estimation points and task. This helps planning and effort estimations. Cards explicitly state the desired outcome, not just a task to complete. It focuses on what values deliver, not just work done. Acceptance criteria help define the completion and facilitate testing. Clear criteria ensures that everyone agrees when a feature is done. Next slide, we'll see the enhancing communication. Cards act as the conversation starters for developers and stakeholders. They triggers the discussion, clarification and idea exchange. They foster open questions and collective solutions finding in teams. Everyone gets involved in shaping the solution. Visual boards of cards encourage the team-wide transparency. Cards on boards make the progress visible to the team. A regular use of cards prevent the misunderstanding and misalignment. Teams stay aligned by revisiting the cards often. Cards bridge the gap between technical and business roles. They help both the developers and business users speak the same language. In next slide, we'll see the supporting prioritizations. So, cards enable team-based ranking of features by business values. Teams know which works matters the most. Clear cards help product owners set sprint, release the priorities. Owners can plan the sprints and release better. So they allow flexible reordering when new requirements emerge. Priorities can shift without major. Stakeholders can quickly see which work will deliver the highest impact. They can quickly spot features that deliver the most benefit. Visual prioritization accelerates the decision making in planning sessions. So, charting cards on a board making the planning fast and clear. In next slide, we'll see the facilitating incremental delivery. Small cards break the big projects into manageable units for delivery. Each story represents the small piece of value. Each card can translate a sprint ready increment. Stories fit neatly into sprints. They help implement incremental and iterative work cycles. So progress becomes highly visible as a cards move from the to do to done. So teams celebrate the quick wins as cards are completed each sprint. In next slide, we'll see the adapting to change. Cards can be rewritten, split or reprioritized as requirements evolve. They are flexible, not rigid. Agile boards reflect the scope changes instantly without lengthy documentation. Teams adjust quickly without heavy paperwork. Teams adapt the mid-sprint if user needs shift using the cards as guides. Cards guides the changes on the fly. New requirements are easily added as new cards on the board. Just add another card when a new feature is needed. Cards support the agile value of responding to change. They make agility in daily practice. In next slide, we'll see the focusing on user value. Each card clarifying the acceptance and completions. Well written cards provide the concrete acceptance criteria for done. Clear rules help the define as done. So testing becomes easier with the unambiguous goals in every card. So quality assurance know exactly what to check. Cards prevent incomplete or misunderstood feature and deliveries. They reduce the confusion and rework. Definition of done maintains a shared standard for releases. Acceptance criteria support reviews and demos. They guide the sprint reviews and demos effectively. In next slide, we'll see the enabling team collaborations. Collaborative writing of story cards ensure the alignment from the start. Everyone contributes to shaping the stories. Cards encourage the cross-role engagement, quality assurance development and business alike. So developers, quality assurance and business work together in this process. Group refinement of cards builds the shared understanding and buy-in. So team reviews ensure the clarity before the work starts. Open board access makes the everyone input visible and valued. Transparency improves the trust and coordinations. So regular backlog grooming strengthens the teamwork. Refining the cards together keeps the backlog healthy. In next slide, we'll see the supporting continuous improvement. Card retrospections reveal the process gaps and improvements area. So looking back shows the what can be improved. Reviewing the completed cards helps the identify patterns for future sprints. Teams learn from the past sprints. Teams can fine-tune the story card writing for clarity over time. So lessons learned from card use feed into other process evaluation. Then the continuous iteration on story card practices enhances the project outcomes. And thank you.